Okay. Hopefully this microphone works. And yeah, we're just getting into a video I've wanted to make for a while. Um, I'm not wearing my mask because fear anything that's going to come to me. Um, but to make this I'll make this very simple and plain for you, and then try and provide the best resources um, on why. Okay, in the experience that I have found, why the COVID-19 vaccine and boosters are extremely detrimental to your health overall. And I'm not I'm not this like you know uh, you know whatever you want to call it, conspiracy theorist. That's not it, And I try not to look at you know um, you know alt left, alt right, seeing what's what and so forth. Because personally, um, you know if it's pointing to a .gov website, a lot of times you may not be receiving the appropriate information, and that is quite unfortunate. It's just like, so anybody who even, this is what's unsettling. The unsettling part is that anybody who tries to, doctors way beyond my capability, um, and throughout the past year and a half, I have required, you know, quite a few certifications, a lot of training, and so forth, and just seeing how very dangerous, very potentially dangerous, but pretty much dangerous, of how um, the COVID-19 vaccine is, including the booster shots. So, and we'll make it very simple. Once you get the flu shot, you will most likely start to develop symptoms of the flu. Now, they may not be as intense as the COVID shot, uh, but it's the same thing. You get a COVID shot plus the boosters, and then you will most likely, and this isn't a blanket statement, that you will start to, feel unease, um, a lot of, I don't want to say paralysis, but a lot of extreme discomfort within your body and within your brain as well. Um, this has not been fully thought out, unfortunately. And in my experience, from what I've read about, from what I've researched, watched, um, and just from people that I have talked to, which I talked to many, the people that who have not received the COVID vaccine have an extremely high potential of not ever getting COVID whatsoever. So this is very strange times, and I would have liked to make this video earlier, but I wanted to do it in not in this like bashing of you know of COVID-19. That's not my ideal here. My my idea is to show information to the best of my ability that will maybe reconsider, you know, getting the COVID-19 vaccine plus the booster shots, as there are so many things in vaccines that can compromise one's immune system, one's brain chemistry, uh, certain or certain organs. I won't particularly say organ failure, but it's not good. It's not good. Um, and the problem is that when anybody ever tries to say, "Hey, maybe we should look into this," that's when they try to redirect you to the government website, and they say this is what it is, this is a fact, which is unfortunately very common of a communist state. I'm not saying that's where we're at all. The United States of America is still the best place to live in the entire world, with all the freedoms that we have. So, now I have put up a couple articles here. Trust me, there's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of of sites of research that you can find on your own, showing you, now that it's been, well over 2 years, going on three, and showing you that these people are having, uh, quite a few problems, unfortunately. Problems that they didn't have before and now are experiencing certain things within their organs, especially their heart, renal failure, and then also, things to do with, um, with pregnancy and which I have a couple notes here because I can't remember everything, but affect pregnancy, fertility, and causes allergic reactions. There's people that have taken this COVID-19 shot and have been extremely sick after the COVID-19 shot for weeks, if not months. So, and that's a very daunting thought. So, I just want to, put it out there that, there is, you know, there is another way, and that is the way of faith rather than fear, because fear tends to make everybody um, make the wrong decisions. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. So, now this is one website that I'm showing you right now, and it says for people who already caught COVID and beat it, there are zero. Now this they got COVID, and it says okay, there are zero reasons to get a COVID vaccine, and zero reasons that the U.S. government should force it on them. So yes, they may have gotten COVID, but it seems like these people that have gotten it and not gotten the vaccine recover extraordinarily quickly. So, other than getting the actual COVID 19 vaccine and boosters. So, essentially, yes, there are some vaccines that, you know, that do, you know, that do help more than they hurt. That's without question. But COVID-19 specifically is not one of them. And that also, in my experience, includes even the flu shot, which has an ingredient in it called thimerosal. And thimerosal is very, very aggressive. So, now let's see here. Let's see what we can dig up here. Um, let's see here. Natural immunity lasts a long, long time and much longer than any artificial kind conjured up by vaccine pathogens. Science determined that immunity from measles is lifelong, therefore negating any need for a measles vaccine post infection, and the same goes for chickenpox. That means there are zero validated reasons for vaccination, and only chances of health detriment can come from it. So, yeah, this has been my experience with people that I've spoken with. Hundreds, if not at least minimum 1,000 personally spoken with. So, um, let's see here. Mass media spread information about COVID vaccination, and it spreads like cancer. And it is not science-based information, just propaganda to push dirty jabs. And it's unfortunate because it has become a worldwide issue. And that is, again, I'll use the word daunting, you know. So it's more or less, from what it seems like, a test. And I will give you an example, a very simple example. Fear slash psychological suffering is is always 100% completely falsified. There is no truth behind it, even if you cannot see it. So, at one point in time, I was doing a job, and I started to become a little bit sick, and for that moment in time, I thought that, you know, I thought I had COVID. And that's when it was revealed to me that that was BS. Because when fear is active, that means that all of your thoughts are trivial, not true, nonsensical, not based in reality, anything like that. So, all they've done is just create more, um, luckily it's calmed down a little bit, at least in my area, so. And here you go. Here's top 8 reasons not to get a COVID vaccine. Shots provide zero immunity to COVID. Shots don't stop transmission of COVID. Shots are not proven to keep you from getting a bad case of COVID. Shots are dangerous with side effects of blood clots and what was that? Myocarditis. Shot effectiveness, if any, wanes within a few hours. Booster shots are even more dangerous, introducing billions more prions into the bloodstream, brain, heart, and vital cleansing organs. Naturally, a natural immunity is far more powerful than anything the vaccines might deliver, and it's much longer lasting. The COVID vaccine, the COVID vaccines wipe out any natural immunity and destroys all of the antibodies your body already created. So, yeah, that's just one simple thing, because I don't want to keep you guys here forever, but I will put the links in the description for you so you may read for yourself, and make you know make your own, have your own reason, have your own research, and you see what's best for you. So next we're moving on to reason 1 here, okay? So reason 1 here. Memory B cells are produced by vaccines and natural infection. In one study, 12 volunteers who had never had COVID-19 and were fully vaccinated with 2 Pfizer BioNTech shots underwent biopsies of their lymph nodes. This is where memory B cells are stored in the place called germinal centers. The biopsies were performed 3, 4, 6, and 7 weeks after the first mRNA vaccine shot, and were strained to reveal that germinal central memory B cells in the lymph nodes increase in concentration over time. Basically, natural infection also generates memory B cells. And that's pretty much what you need to know there. Reason number 2, memory B cells can produce neutralizing antibodies if they see infection again decades later. So, let's see here. Demonstrated production of memory B cells after vaccination or natural infection with COVID-19 is so important because B cells, once generated, can be activated to produce high levels of neutralizing antibodies against the pathogen, even if encountered many years after initial exposure. So, after the initial exposure, not the actual shot. Vaccines are natural infection trigger strong T cell immunity. So, unfortunately, after all of these trials, that the even whatchamacall, that their problems are not going away. So, and the same study that showed us robust memory B cell production 8 months after natural infection also demonstrated strong and sustained memory T cells. So, yeah. Reason 5, T cell immunity to related coronavirus that cause severe disease is long lasting. That's all I need to say about that. T cell responses from vaccine and natural infection with the ancestral strain of COVID-19 are robust against variants. So, after going through this a little bit, it's basically showing that after quite a number of studies, the likelihood of somebody actually fully recovering from a COVID-19 vaccine / booster shot, are going to have problems in the future. So, and last but not least, coronavirus, it says doesn't mutate quickly like influenza, which requires an annual booster shots. So that means annually they will be putting poison into your system. And, for me personally, that is not something I am, I'm not for. I'm for trying to seek natural remedies to avoid any of this. And if you were to get if you were to receive COVID-19 which I've known many people, without getting the COVID-19 shot or boosters, you will actually have an increase in your immune system at the very least. So, upon many other things. So, let's see here. Is this the same page? I think it's the same page. Yep. Okay. So, COVID vaccine side effects. COVID-19 side effects. It's helpful to understand side effects before you get a COVID-19 vaccine. So, common side effects of COVID-19. After getting vaccinated for COVID-19, you might experience some temporary symptoms similar to those you might notice when you get a flu shot, such as a sore, swollen arm where you got the shot. You might run a fever and experience body aches, headaches, and tiredness for a day or two. The day or two is extremely misleading. I have met and talked to many people. That day or two is complete nonsense. So, if you have, like if you have gotten vaccinated, you there's a lot of times you could possibly be incapacitated for up to at least a week, if not more, or so. Um, and they go down here for the second dose vaccines. Are side effects different from the first to the second shot? So, if you had COVID-19 before being vaccinated, the first injection may cause more noticeable side effects than for people who have not had the coronavirus. If you have never had COVID-19, you may if you have never had COVID-19, you may notice more side effects after the second dose than after the first dose. All the reason more not to get it. Just have a relatively healthy diet and some excellent supplements to help you on your way. So, rare side effects. Now, this rare side effect is not rare. Uh, what's this called? Uh, Myocarditis and the COVID-19 vaccines. So, unfortunately, now people people misunderstand this because they think it's something else. They don't think it's the COVID-19 shot. Have developed what was that? Myocarditis, inflammation of the heart muscle. I know somebody personally who has just recently had to deal with this after receiving a booster shot and were in the ICU for about 5 days. You know, inflammation of the lining outside the heart. Not cool. Um, After receiving the Pfizer BioNTech or Moderna coronavirus vaccines in the United States, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, the problem occurs more often in adolescents, teens, and young adults, and in males. This is not true. This is unfortunately a worldwide problem, and it doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your gender. Um, so, yeah, if you're relatively healthier, you might have a better chance of staging this off. Now, considering the hundreds of millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses that have been administered, these reports are very rare. Not true. The vast majority of myocarditis, or let's see here, pericarditis cases are mild and resolve quickly. Not true. Myocarditis is more likely to occur as a result of COVID-19 infection than as a side effect of the vaccines. Not true, unfortunately. So, um, chest pain, shortness of breath, feelings of having a fast beating, fluttering, and pounding heart rate. So, COVID can cause heart problems too. And like I said, I know someone very personal to me who received a booster shot and was in the ICU because of heart failure after receiving one of these shots. And the doctors they were trying to say that it wasn't because of the COVID-19 shot, it was from other things. So, which seemed it's very suspicious. Blood clots and the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. Let's see here. All right. Now, I wouldn't go with this like women ages 30 to 49. No, no. We're going with anybody. This is anybody, any race, any age, any gender. It doesn't matter. severe, persistent headaches or blurred vision, shortness of breath, chest pain, leg swelling, persistent abdominal pain, easy bruising, or tiny blood spots under the skin near the injection site. So, yeah. Is there risk of allergic reaction from COVID-19? Yeah, this is well known. Absolutely. Anyone uh, who has a known severe allergy to any of the vaccine ingredients should not receive that vaccine. Well, at least they put that in there. That's good. Um, so, yeah. There are, trust me, there are many other options out there to sway this. And okay, these are just a couple that I have, that I pulled up here, and I'll try to pull up some more. But as I'm speaking right now, one, uh, you want to get your basics. You want to have krill oil instead of fish oil. You want to have vitamin C at a relatively higher dose, not the suggested dose, maybe even double the dose. And this is only my suggestion. So make sure you do your own research. Um, what else do we have here? Um, we have fish oil, we have the vitamin C. Um, I do take a supplement that's called Feel Good. I'll put a link in the description for that because it's been very beneficial because it has tons of, um, the ingredients that come in all fruits and vegetables, and I mean all fruits and vegetables. So, there's been much interested in which vitamins and supplements might help guard against corona, and very, very little data. Not true. Um, though it comes with some caveats, researchers that you already don't miss these signs. Okay. Okay. Yeah, multivitamins are good. Multivitamins are definitely excellent, but you want to make sure that you're not buying the dollar store brand. So I'll see what I can do in finding a good multivitamin for people. Vitamin D, known as vitamin D3, is an excellent source. Um, to keep your immunity safe, and if you aren't receiving a ton of sunlight, vitamin D3 is an excellent addition to your supplements. Omega 3, which I believe I just said, omega 3 is fantastic. Fatty acid, but krill oil is much more potent than omega 3. So, you can do probiotic supplements. Yeah, I agree with that. Researchers saw no protective effect from the following. Let's see here. Supplements such as vitamin C, garlic. Um, Now, I have to disagree again. Vitamin C is huge. Vitamin C lowers cortisol. The more your mind is right, um, the less of a chance you have of receiving these things. And the vitamin C, we've known forever, is amazing for your immune system. So, instead of, my suggestion is not taking what it suggests, but take at least double. You're not going to overdose or anything like that. None of it's addictive. So, I've tried garlic. I didn't see a problem with it. I just didn't notice anything. Um, and instead of zinc, I would replace it with magnesium. That's definitely a big one. So, now, the researchers note this research is still speculative. So, Um, yeah, the best thing. So, okay, sleep is huge. Sleep is humongous. The the more peaceful and calm your mind is, will have a tremendous effect on your body. Uh, this face mask that I'm wearing won't protect Jack, you know, because all it takes is a little microbe to just pass through. That's all it takes is one little microbe to pass through to get COVID-19. I mean, yes, it may help with allergies and so forth, um, but not with COVID-19 and so forth. So, this is more like these kinds of masks are meant for keeping like dust particles out, not something that's so small that could pass through a mask. That's why there are certain masks, um, that really won't let really anything through. You just, except for air, pretty much. So, now, that being said, let's see here. That being said here, let's see here. That being said, I okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a list of some of the medications that have, or medications, supplements that helped me through during this period of time. Okay. Okay. So I am waiting for more, um, higher quality vitamins to come back um, into my everyday use. But so as an everyday thing, um, and like I said, this is just my recommendation. This is only my recommendation. One is definitely vitamin C. No question. Uh, Sometimes people actually recommend taking up to 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. Um, Now, like I said, do your research, please. Um, and like I said, um, I'm waiting on my krill oil, but for right now, I am, taking my fish oil. These are the vitamins I take twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Um, Ginkgo biloba extract, good for memory and good for a lot of other things as well. And then this is the one that I really appreciate because it has, like I mentioned, it has basically every, fruit and vegetable ingredient in it. So it is actually called Feel Good. This one I love. And that's one that I take twice a day. Now, there are a couple other ones, and I know it may seem like a lot, but those are two I take twice a day. Now, the other ones you don't have to take as quite often. So, one, um, one we have a inositol. So this supports healthy membrane function. Great. Then we have now this is niacin. Niacin is perfect because it has metabolism support, but will also help you flush out any dangerous compounds that you have in it. But I would say get niacinamide. Don't get niacin because you can experience what they call like a hot flush. It's like where if you take too much, it almost feels like your skin's on fire. So a big one, GABA. GABA's excellent. Um, Now, it may not pass the blood-brain barrier, but um, it might to a certain degree, but it will help. Um, it will help your mood and health, and that's what we're going for. We have to have, your we have to have your brain as calm and as peaceful as possible. So, and whatever that takes. So, whether that be taking supplements, taking medications, getting hobbies you're interested in, you know, definitely worth a look. So that's GABA, and this one is I believe they call it PS 100 or PS 1000, but it is called. Let me just make sure I pronounce it right. Uh, Phosphon T-Deal Serene. Now this is one, the last four that I showed you. I mean, you can only take. I mean, you can take once a day if you like. Okay, and if for whatever reason you are having issues sleeping, please check out glycine. Glycine is a natural amino acid that will help you go to sleep, stay asleep, and get a restful sleep. So when you wake up, you're not feeling groggy or anything of that nature. So, but to sum this up here as best I can, um, yeah, it's unfortunate. So I mean, because there are more than I mean uh, I have found beyond um, 20 detriments to taking the COVID-19 medication, no COVID-19 vaccine slash boosters. It's not worth rushing into. It's you know Doctors may have a PhD under the name, but they go by the book. Just like a psychiatrist, they go by the DSM-5, I believe, is the latest one now. And that is, unfortunately, a lot of people suffer because, everybody's body is different. And, it's unfortunate to see, um, for instance, people, let's just say on benzodiazepines, and they, you know, taper them off very quickly, um, or they try to do an inpatient thing, which unfortunately a lot of times results in seizures and so forth. That's why it's a slow and steady wins the race for this. So, um, but yeah, the last thing I had here, um, what was it? It was a spiking of D6146 mutating, increasing SARS, and COVID and COVID-19 infection. So um, the only reason I made this video was because if I can, I would like to protect as many people as I can because building things in a laboratory is extremely volatile. Of course, there has been vaccines that have helped people, but this one, it's too new and it's shown too many inconsistencies. With a lot of different problems. And I'll give you one last, for instance, before I close this up. We knew somebody who took the COVID-19 vaccine, took the boosters. This was someone who was very calm, very down to earth, and after doing this, this unfortunate person, uh, you know, began to experience signs of, um, you know, the best way to put it is rage that has not stopped, until this very day. So, um, like I said, I'm not pushing for any specific agenda or a politician or anything like that. I just want people to do uh, their own research, you know, if possible. So please don't forget about magnesium. Um, the one big one, I think, is called magnesium L-theatrate. Um, that is a big, and so is zinc. Even though it said in here, um, like zinc had minimal effects, which is total bogus. So um, if I can help, I will, and I'll put links in the description for as much as I can. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will do my best to help you all. So I know there are individuals out there who are doing their best and they believe what they are doing is correct, you know. But we have to be on the safe side of what anybody would you know put something from a laboratory into our system. So yeah, we can 100% survive without that now, especially with the supplements and nootropics that are available to us. Um, with specific exercise and also meditation. Um, Make sure your home is like your sanctuary. So keep your mind, whatever you want to call it, your mind, keep your brain as calm as possible. And if fear arises, just know that it is false and just let it go. And, that's about as much. That's about as much wisdom as I can give you. So, um, do not trust fear, and please go with your intuition and follow, you know, what I like to call true peace. True peace is the one that stands above all others. It will stand above anything. So, um, it helps let you make um, informed and appropriate decisions. So, uh, yeah, I hope this helped you. And this wasn't a rant. This wasn't a bashing of anything like that. I wasn't trying to. It was just more informative than anything else. So, best of luck to all of you. I hope that if you have gotten the COVID-19 shot and the boosters, I hope you are doing well. But please be careful, um, because um, now I don't know how true this is, but they have something of what is called a time bomb in it, where unfortunately, I don't know if this is true. I can't confirm or deny it. Um, that after you get these shots, that you can experience problems, you know, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years down the line, and you may not think anything of it, you may not think it was a COVID shot because it was so long ago, but these things have a way of being dormant and festering and then showing themselves up. So please be safe out there, everybody. Um, you know, like I said, regardless of your age, your ethnicity, um, you know, your gender, please be safe. Okay, you know, um, and that's really all I have for today. So thank you very much for watching. I just really like this mask a lot, but I trust me, I don't wear it, unless absolutely necessary. So, um, yeah, that's all I have for today. Side note, please check out our community section. Please check out the Inner Circle podcast, in which CJ's Info and I have uploaded two more podcasts for everybody to be seen. And yeah, that's about it for now. So thank you very much for taking the time out um, to listen to me. You know, um, I pray that I am um, that I'm that I'm wrong in these things, but my experience has showed me since basically the beginning of 2020, um, the detriments of using COVID-19, unfortunately. So regardless of the um, whatever the .gov says, so um, stay safe, and I will see everybody in the next one. So thank you again for watching. I very much appreciate it. So, all right, everybody, enjoy your day or evening, morning, whatever it is. See you later.